One of the things that, I guess, why didn't this get heated before? We're 10, 12, 13 days away from the prom, but I mean, why didn't it get heated before?
I mean, I know there was some parents early on that were heated and that did contact the school. I think a lot of us just figured it was because of COVID. There was grouping restrictions, or they didn't want to encourage, they wanted to encourage social distancing. I think after a lot of us saw the St. Mary's parade and how beautiful it was and how well organized it was, it made a lot of us think that, why can't we have that? Like this, I understand numbers and there's always logistics, but these kids want it, they deserve it. And after seeing what St. Mary's put together, there's no reason why we shouldn't have it too.
Kelly, tell me about, in short, you're mad.
I'm mad. I'm mad for my daughter. I'm mad for the kids of the future. I'm mad for the grade 9 kids this year coming up. I'm mad for the tradition that's being lost. I feel that we're setting a precedent right now. We've already lost 2 years to COVID. And now we're setting a precedent to say this isn't important to these kids and to us family and friends and community members. Like this is where it's all going to end, and that's what makes me mad.
You've reached out to the principal?
I have reached out to the principal.
And?
Nothing. He did respond to say, please let me know when he can call me. And I responded back this morning at 8:05 and said, please call me whenever is convenient for you. And I have not heard back from him.
What about school board? Anything?
I've emailed Rita Russo. I've emailed Terry Brown. I've emailed the executive director. I cannot pronounce her name, so I'm not going to try and say it. I emailed Mandy Robinson, the town crier. Unfortunately, I have not heard back from anybody.
One thing I want to talk about that I didn't know about Mandy, so she isn't even coming. The town crier wasn't coming and isn't coming.
No. And I don't know, honestly, like if it's about numbers or I just think it's so disappointing. These kids have this one time to feel special, to feel extravagant, to feel like they're individuals, to be unique. Like CCI is about individuals. Everybody there is, just, you can tell they're just a creative, outgoing community of students, and this is their time to shine. Like why are they taking this away? This walk that he's got planned, you're asking now 380 kids to walk down this 3-kilometer hike, and that's not going to cause congestion? Like, come on. But the fact is that they could easily have a lovely parade in here, allow these kids to show off who they are. If you're farmers, if you're into cars, if you're into trucks, if you're into floats, whatever, like you can show that off, and they're taking this away. One person's taking this away, from what I feel.
And it's a soccer field, so the length of the soccer field they're being asked to walk, like the length of a full soccer field. One of the things that I've seen in previous proms is people come in anything. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be, but I mean, like I mentioned in my article, skateboards. There's been shopping carts that I can think of, and it doesn't have to be dangerous things. But I mean, like people, it's about their individuality and expressing themselves.
Yeah, I mean, even Sarah Jenkins said in her TikTok, I don't know when that was posted, probably a couple of years ago, and she just, she had put a shout out to small towns and doing these parades, and I did repost the TikTok today for anybody who wants to see it. They wouldn't even allow limousines when she organized it. It's about being unique. It's about being creative. It's about being an individual. And it's not about pressure. There's kids that can show up in running shoes and walk in. It's not about what vehicle you show up in and who's judging who. It's about them as individuals and having fun and showing themselves off.
Does this fight stop, or do you keep going?
I hope it doesn't stop. I don't want it to stop. My daughter's in grade 11. She's going with a friend this year, and I hope for next year that this doesn't affect her. I'm fighting for her. I'm fighting for these kids this year, and like I said, I'm fighting for the kids of the future. These future graduates that are going to not have this opportunity. I graduated in 1998. This happened before me. This happened after me. This should not stop now.
You've got a group of mothers here with you, and there's many more behind.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I haven't heard from anybody, and they can certainly message me privately if they wanted, but I haven't heard anyone that's against it.
Either have I. I've talked to teachers, I've talked to community members, I've talked to parents, I've talked to the kids. Everybody is furious. Everybody wants this. To come down to there's too many kids and it's too much pressure, to me, I feel like are not valid excuses.
When your child gets into 12, hopefully.
I know. Oh, God. She might be
What's
switching
that?
schools.
Yeah. Would you mind waiting 2 hours, 4 hours to hear?
Absolutely not. You know, if it rains, I will be out there with my umbrella. I will cheer her on. My smile will be as big as hers. This is for me. This is for the grandparents. This is for the community members. I mean, I can't even tell you over the years how many community members have come out to witness these kids. And those are the ones of the majority that were angry on all these posts. The community members are the ones that want to see this. I mean, there's parents, there's kids, there's everybody. Like, it's not going to end.
You're graduating this year from CCI.
Yes.
Tell me about your experience.
It's been a hard one with COVID. We've been online back and forth. We've been putting quadmesters, so now we're 2 classes a day. That's definitely going to be a big change for next year when we go to 5 classes. That's going to be a lot of pressure trying to keep up with that. It's been okay. They've tried to have a few events, not as many. Luckily, we have sports back this year, so we can participate in sports in a few different clubs and that. But yeah, just COVID has taken a damper on stuff.
So when you found out no parade, what were your thoughts?
I was very upset. It's something you look forward to, not just taking a special vehicle, but just being a part of something with your friends, something that you'll remember, get pictures with. I was in the St. Mary's Parade, and honestly, it was probably one of the best parts of prom. You really enjoyed it. You got to sit there and see everybody in their beautiful dresses and suits and see what they took. You can decorate up your nice common day car. Like you don't have to take something extravagant, right? So.
Any issues with safety?
Nope.
Nobody killed?
Nobody was hurt.
Nobody taken away by ambulance?
No, nobody was hurt. And we had people sitting on the side of a tractor. There was no issue with the police with that. People sitting on a float. Nobody fell off or anything. The police were just there to monitor and make sure everyone was having a good time. They weren't there to disrupt anything.
I use the words, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I said that William Street is a lot busier than Darcy Street.
Oh, for sure. And even when the parade used to be on King Street, that's the main street of Cobourg, and shutting that, we used to shut that down. So Darcy Street, where you can easily go around, it's not really didn't think it was a huge deal to shut this road down.
When you first heard it, what was your reaction?
When I first heard, it sucked. It was like they were taking a big part of our prom away, that they didn't think we deserved it after all we've been through with COVID. And finally, I thought that the school should have been excited that we were able to do a prom, that we were able to have a graduation, we were able to celebrate us. But with this, it doesn't feel like we're being celebrated, really.
Everybody, I don't know whether you know everybody, but I mean, the vast majority of students, prom graduates feel the same way?
Oh, yes. Everybody I have talked to has felt the same way, that they wanted to do something, whether we all meet somewhere and do our own, or it would just be nice that the school would recognize it and help us along with that, instead of just organizing it ourselves. And I get that some people don't want to be a part of it, and we're welcome to that as well. Like they can come in after, before, there's other doors, however they are comfortable, but pretty much everybody I've talked to is willing to do that and wants to.
Tell me what happened today at the meeting.
So today we had a grad sort of luncheon. We discussed different things, graduation and post-secondary and that, and we discussed prom. They discussed sort of what we're doing inside when we get here, and that we weren't having a parade, and that was all that was said from our principal, Mr. Patnall. The police got up there and just sort of talked to us about safety and traffic docks and things like that, how they sort of are thinking of controlling this event, that they don't want to put pressure on us with the police being here, but they will be here, to make sure everybody's safe and do the best they can. Mr. Patnall did seem frustrated with students when they would cheer for a parade, but yes, he seemed very against it and very mad about it.
One person you were saying asked a question?
Yeah, so somebody raised their hand and asked why St. Mary's got one and we didn't, and he came right up and very loudly discussed to the student that they can come talk to him privately, that he was not going to explain to the whole school once again why we were not. Seems like it's a personal thing. He wants to go talk to them separately instead of answering the question we've all been asking.
Have you watched prom parades before?
Oh yes, ever since I can remember. We'd go out, either you had cousins there, you didn't. It was something that the whole community would go out to and just enjoy seeing people. Like, especially now, we've not seen each other for so long with COVID, and I think this would be a great event to go out and just see the kids, right? See what the youth of our town is.
Do you see, so there's roughly double the number of students going to this as it was St. Mary's. I think there was 200 St. Mary's.
Yep.
400 at this one. The letter that Mr. Patnall put out said that it would be at least 3 to 4 hours. When I did my math with St. Mary's, it was only an hour for 200. So if we have to double that, that'd be the maximum.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his calculator was out, but yeah, I would say probably 2 hours to just maybe a little over. But
would you mind it? Would your parents mind it?
I don't think anybody would mind standing there and watching everybody and everybody be treated the same. But yeah, I don't think it would take that long and that they could do it if everything was well organized.
Last question. This isn't rocket science.
We're
not inventing the wheel.
No.
Talk a little bit about that, because as I say, this has been done for years.
Yeah, it's been a tradition of the town as long as most of us can remember. It's just something that went along with prom. It was a part of the evening. It was a way to arrive instead of all this chaos, right? Everybody's supposed to get here, so why not have an organized chaos? It's pretty simple. Just tell us when to show up, where to show up, and just have somebody tell, okay, you're next, and it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Tell me about when you were I take it you were in the prom parade?
Yes, I was in the prom parade at Cobourg Collegiate Institute in 2019, the last prom parade before COVID.
Tell me about the experience.
I rode in a pickup truck with just me and my boyfriend, and a lot of our other friends rode in cars or trucks as well. They rode in side-by-sides. I think there was some people walking, some people were on floats. It's just basically just a way to show off who you are and what you want to do, to show off the person that you are, I guess.
Were you in an extravagant pickup, or was it just a...
No, it was just a Ford F-150.
Feel bad?
No.
Feel centered out?
No, I felt good. I felt like I was included in the school for one time. And I felt like anything that happened throughout high school didn't really matter in that moment. I was just happy.
Very nice. Were you proud?
I was proud. My mom was there, my dad was there, my boyfriend's parents met my parents for the first time that day, and I just felt like it was really an inclusive moment and really brought the community together. I got to be there with my friends and my family and my boyfriend's family.
Did you see anybody out of line there?
No, everyone was included. If people didn't have a ride or if something happened to their vehicle, everyone really just wanted everyone to join in. And even on the weekend watching the St. Mary's parade, I saw a few people that were standing off to the side and they chose to walk in the parade, and people getting out of cars wanted them to join in. They all held hands as they walked into the Best Western.
Got to ask this as the last question, because I want to make sure I cover my bases, so I'm not checking everything, or so I am checking everything. Anybody in the last parade, anybody hurt, anybody die, anybody?
In the parade that I was in, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.